And it takes, let's say, a week or two before you really exhaust this the cash book.
Ako wala ka lokumuta wala lokum fula janin wo hafolu be banna ay buko nyi bam fere. Yes.
Then what do you do with the cash book once it is exhausted?
Nim buko nyi mfata silang alkala nyadi alkake nyadi.
Ngana full buko nyi na safe full buko na bantaran ka full buko be enta buko ko nol na samba banker kaito na ta office.
Well, what happens is, after the book is full and I take the money to the bank, when I am given a receipt, then I come with that receipt in your receipt office. I come back to the office with that receipt and I will tender it at the office.
Now, will they give you another new book?
So, near book kutado di ladum.
Ha no book 10 nekatara fongo ko no banda nintata e ka book do fanan dinnale.
Well, there are 10 books which are always there. So if one is finished, then they will always give me another one.
Yeah.
Are you referring to the cash book or you are referring to the ticket books?
Ticket books.
Okay, ticket books.
Now, how about the cash book? Because whatever you collect and the tickets you issue, it has to be recorded in the cash book. Is that not the case?
Ako saying cash book on yin kodo kasafe dami. Kato aliye ticket olu menu di molula akasafe buko nyin balale anin kodo nangamo meng jota yalo beka safe buko nyin balale. Say mo kakenya alkaw kenyadi.
Ah kodo nyin nangamo be safe buko bala. Nka samal era council kera register draw ya nakabala.
So when I am ready with it, I'll take the book to the area council. Then they will write a receipt and attach it to the book.
Yes, but when you exhaust that book, what do you do with that? Do they give you another book?
Akol ni wo buko banta. Sila ikamune buko ikamune kala. Fodo ikabuko dole dila kota keba.
Nte buko mwembul kabina stara mambam follow.
Well, the book I have since I started the job is the book I'm still using. It is not yet complete.
Yes, that was what I want to know. And then it is with you currently.
Yes, I still have the book.
Very well. Now, you said you are the Lumo Mistress in charge of four Lumos. Is that correct?
Akoetelom Lumo la musoti Mistress me ya long koetelom marta Lumo nanila. Follombang.
Ha, wolo.
Yes.
And that will be Brikama Ba, Jareng, Kudang, and Jakanka.
Welem Jahanka, Brikama Ba, Kudang, and in Jareng.
Ha.
What will be the distance with respect to these four Lumos? Are they far from each other?
Akonyi Lumo nano dung itemwa jam fatale bang fodung abenyadile.
A jam fatale.
It's far.
So you as the Lumo Mistress, how do you, what will be your main role? Because I understand that there are Lumo collectors. Now I see Lumo Mistress, and probably you may have a supervisor. What would be your role?
Akusilang itela lotan kaunka community. Katu Lumo liye kensundiri lalu sotonne ikafo le Lumo collectors wokola ye supervisor soto aning nyaton kolmen kataraje bari silang Lumo Mistress wo itela lodu la fon ka community
ntala lodu la momenti nkata office ngabukota.
I go to the office and take a book
nana nasia na dinne woltema
and then I share it among my juniors.
Ni bita Lumo do to neta nyola ni Lumo mi warta.
If they are going to the Lumo, I go with them. If it is a big Lumo, we go there with the supervisor and do the collection.
Because now the supervisor Lumo to because on joro do kala fikelola.
So the reason why we go with the supervisor, you go to some Lumos, there are some people who don't want to pay. They even want to fight you.
Now, how many juniors do you have under you? You refer to them as juniors. How many revenue collectors do you have under you that you supervise?
There are 3 people under me.
With respect to all these Lumos?
There are 4 in number.
What are their names?
Lamin,
There is one called Lamina Kontong, Fema Kontong.
Lamin what? What is the surname?
Lamin Jane.
Lamin Jane.
Ude Kamara.
Wude Kamara.
Wude.
Ude Kamara.
Wude Kamara.
Wude Kamara.
Tida Kamara.
Tida Kamara.
Yes?
Anin Sajo.
And Sajo.
Sajo, do you recall the surname?
I forget the surname.
I forgot her name.
That's okay. That's all right. And the 4 of these revenue collectors together with you as the revenue mistress and your supervisor are in charge of this 4.
Sajo is the supervisor.
Sajo is the supervisor.
So Sajo will not be under you.
For Sajo Bukatarete Koto.
Abem Kotombe team killing.
We are all the same team, but she's also under me.
Okay, let me understand this. You as the mistress, do you have a supervisor?
Akoite memo Lumo la musoti fo supervisor bijele yamarla bijele bang.
Obijele wolon Sajo te.
The supervisor is there, that's whom I call Sajo.
So Sajo is your senior?
Sajo wole muitela kebati.
Ha, wolon the senior.
Yes.
And then you are next?
Akosila ite simbe Sajo le noma.
Yes,
I am next to Sajo.
And then you have Lamin, is it Jame or Jane?
Jane.
Jane.
Okola Lamin Jane.
And Ude Kamara. And Tida Kamara all under you.
And Tida Kamara umosabolu beta koto.
Now, this is the team that is responsible for the 4 lumos that you have mentioned.
Nyinom kafoti menu martani lumo nanola yemenufo. Yes.
So this lumos, we understand they call it the weekly market. Is that it?
Ni lumo le kafo ni lebang loku lumo.
Ha, loku lumo.
Yes, it's a weekly.
So it's not every day market?
It's not every day.
It's every week?
It's every week.
So you only work once in the week? Please increase your voice.
We work sometimes work for 3 times or 4 times in a week.
If the Lumo is weekly, or yes, once in the week, what other work do you do?
Where Lumo mu sinya klinet lokun kono alkamun do ku koten fananke.
Lumo Birkamba Saturday.
The Lumo at Brikamaba is on Saturday.
Brikamaba is Saturday.
Brikamaba is Saturday, yes.
Kudang is Monday.
Kudang Lumo is on Monday.
Jareng Tuesday.
Jareng Lumo is on Tuesday.
Jakanka Wednesday.
Jakanka is on Wednesday.
So
in the week we go to these 4 different places.
Okay, so they don't all they are scheduled on different dates.
Yes, they don't.
And all of you will go to these lumos whenever it is time to go to either Jareng or Kudang also.
Natala ni do this week ni lumo to do it this week lum doto another week do it lum doto can you exchange?
We sometimes exchange each other. Sometimes some will go to some will go to Kudang Lumo, others will go to Jareng Lumo. We exchange roles.
Yes, so now you tell us more about the revenue collection. How much do you collect and what guides you? Are there any regulation that guides you in relation to how much you're supposed to collect? Do you do any, or are you informed by your authorities as to how much you're supposed to collect?
Sartole bala li nyanta do ko kala nyamimbang wala li kajelle kensum wala do ko nyinga kata nyadile
do ko nya kata nyame.
How we walk?
Mol kata rawno la min tara rawno la.
We go round.
Paso nka bondi obukolto.
Paso nyadi.
Komo to ekabula motola.
Okay, we have to take a vehicle and we pay that vehicle out of that money. To and fro is paid from that money.
And then when you get to Lumo?
When we arrive there, we immediately start work.
Now, you had said in your statement that when the other revenue collectors collect revenue, they now will hand that to you.
Yes. Yes, the workers under me.
Yes, so please tell us about the revenue collection process, who collects revenue and who handles the cash, and then how do you take this to the bank?
Saying afonye, jumanyo le kanamu kaning, ni akaning kodo kadum jumale bulu, anim fanan jumale ka samba bank, purka mabo bank.
Na boy sol kata lumo te rane kodo nati.
My juniors go to the Lumos and collect the money and bring it to me.
So ni nata nina lumo be kan weekly.
When they come after completing that Lumo,
kanal na kodo be kafnyo na ngamo min soto.
we come and put the money together, the amount that we have collected.
Ya din tala na konti.
They give me the money and I will count how much.
Ina konti na total be soto.
After counting the money and I get the total,
Buko be bandana sikana samba bank.
then that's the time when I'll take the book and the money to the bank.
Do they have their own cash book, or is only one cash book in your team?
Ulfanal ila timo kono ulfanal ye fansum kodi buko lu soton na bang fudu ngate buko kilingo albeka do ko ke won.
Book kilo ntala ka use ndal tamu buko ya din tala.
The
Book kilo
book,
ntala ka
it is only one book which I handle, and it was given to me, and when I am the one who is responsible for that book.
I had also asked you regarding why you take the revenue that you collect weekly or every 2 weeks to the bank, because the law requires that you collect the revenue and then deposit it to the bank account the same time. So why would you take it to the bank every week or every 2 weeks?
Loi nyina fokonale kodo nyin kensum anyanta tala bank le amanyan dukundila. So bar munina ta sabu hanfo kodo nyin ka lokum ke wala tumodo lokum fula alena samba bank munako sabu.
Kolo fo buko nyi na mambang hafo nyi purna la ful ngala fila bam ful purna entabe kodo nyi tal purna samba.
What I always want to do is to work until the book is completely filled. When the book is filled, then after tallying the money, that's the time when I'll take the money to the bank and take the book along to the bank.
Yes. Is this your decision, or is it the decision of your supervisors?
Wodum ite fangola kangole moti bang fodum ite fanana nyaton ko le supervisor wolle o kango ditela.
Ha nun tonka hafo samba bali na hafo samba kontiro nyin akala filam batanda fon nyin so na supervisor na rafo nyiko bari ma understand so buko nyimbula na full osi e ka samba e ka enter.
Formally I used to take the money even if the book is not filled, but sometimes the counting gives me problem. Then afterwards the supervisor told me, now as far as that's the problem you have, now wait until the book is filled, you count the money and total it, then you take it to the bank.
Will that be Sajo?
Ako fo Sajo le moti bank.
Idimane.
Idimane.
Yeah.
What is his position?
Idimane la palaso mumuneti.
Atolo na boss, atolo na receipt safi.
He is my boss. He's the one who writes my receipts.
Now, during your training, were you told that monies that you collect should be deposited to the bank immediately?
Fodum albedo ko ibali karandi kantumo men na foy nyim fali na ko nali ko do men kensum ali nyanta sambala banku nole to nali pareta bank fodum yemuna fali
ko do nyi nun to nka nati office le bar silang inata bank system moduli sen na min do kuren ka samba bank le.
Formally we come with the money to the office, but after when this banking system was introduced, that's the time when we take the money to the bank.
Now, in your statement you had mentioned that you said that sometimes you'll be asked to give monies that you collect to one Idrissa Mane.
Modo le nyum fale ko nali ko do men kafu nyoma ali sadi mola e kafu me Idrissa Mane.
And that he will tell you that it is a request from the Director of Finance.
Ando akanyina fale ko mem marata ko do kumula e kafu le Director of Finance wole o kango diate fanan.
Is this the case?
Ako foka keleba
Akela because e ka folo ko gas for man so o need sol office auto. Ni sulat wol farane ka mol kolle na en kon kay aha ko nya director ko donati ni ta gas power o ni sol office auto ko do dila e ka mo la receipt odina.
Well, it happens like that because sometimes they will tell us to bring the money to buy cash power, or sometimes they will tell us there are receipts at the office here which we should pay for. So that's the reason why we have to take the money to those people.
When you say they, who are you referring to? Because you only mentioned it is a money by name in your statement. Are there others that will request cash from you?
Ni ko nyilu wala wolu fo jumanyo lem katuya Idrissa Mane damane tofo.
Idrissa kind of call.
Yes, it is Idrissa who calls me.
Only him?
Atedam maleke kumandi.
Atedam maleke kumandi. Faisa dazo faranke kumandi sometimes need ta office kono kuola.
Supervisor. Juma?
Na financial director.
Okay, so yes, Idrissa Mane calls me. Sometimes the financial director also calls me.
Who is the financial director at the time?
Jumale ngotembo jumale mal financial director ti.
Sainte membije.
Membije nungotumo.
The one that will call you to request for.
Ninken kumande idilete.
Hani for idilom financial director.
Hani financial director biye.
Yes, just give us the name of the individual that will call you to request for cash from you.
Akoya marito for mem marta na flow na financial director menke kumandi. I forgot his name. Membije nung for membije sign.
Membije sign.
Is the person who is now there, the financial director now at the office. I forgot his name.
The current financial director.
Right now, yeah.
But you forgot the name.
I cannot catch his name.
That's fine. Now, when they call you, it is a money and the finance director, will you give them cash?
Yes, I give them the money.
Sometimes, like how much do you give them?
Sometimes 5,000 dirham.
Sometimes I give them 5,000. Or if any amount that is left with me, that's the amount I'll just take and give it to them.
So instead of going to the bank to deposit it, sometimes you will give it to them.
Ako yo woto nyinem koti tumodol nalinyan nali kodo nyimuta purka samba bank albuga okeno nitel yakanen alika kodo nyin di wollela bitunga bgana ta bank. Yes, when they demand this money from us, from me, I'll give it to them. It doesn't go to the bank.
Will they give you any receipt?
Yeah.
Like a receipt dealer. Yes, they give me a receipt.
Do you have those receipts?
For receipt they are all in my book.
Do you know what they will do with this money afterwards?
No, I don't know what they do with the money.
You have no idea how they will spend the money?
No.
No, I have no idea.
How much do you normally collect? Let's say if you go to Kudang Lumo in a week, how much will you normally collect on average?
Misal kama lokungo nal tata Kudang Lumo to lokungo alikajele kensu noje ila miraroto.
Kudang Lumo mawara. Kudang Lumo almost 700 go collect jail.
Kudang Lumo is small. Sometimes we collect about 700.
How about Birkamaba?
Birkamba water almost 4,500 go collect jail.
Birkamaba we collect 4,500.
Jareng?
Jareng
1,500.
Jareng 1,500.
Jahanka?
Jahanka 1,000 ufana warabaj.
Jahanka is also not big, but we collect $1,000. It's not fixed.
Not fixed. Make a balance.
And so this is the collection that they will demand from you?
Yes, when they demand the amount I have, that's what.
How often do they do that?
Sometimes.
Sometimes their demands for money is far from one another.
Now, in your statement, you said that there was a reconciliation that was done with the investigators with respect to your cash book.
ako alenyin kele ka ku tembendo ke al nin kodi mutalalu me yalon ko ako tilinte ila kodi buko nyin la kas buko nyin.
And then there was a balance of about 24,000.
Yo adun kodo nata tuje me yalon
$840.
atara kanyan dalas bulimu anin nani dalasi kamesai anin how much?
24,000.
Dalas bulimu anin
$840.
dalasi kamesai anin dalas tanani nantuta.
That was missing.
Me yalon ko wole ye manta wole man wo manji.
Abe tele ko ta ni sula taranka deal ay kristo dinna.
They have that money because whenever they demand money from me, I take it and give it to them and they'll give me a receipt.
And that will be, is it, I think you mentioned the name, it is a money?
Idrissa Mane.
Idrissa Mane.
Yes, Idrissa Mane.
And the current director of finance?
And in Sai Membije, Martina Flula, financial director. Yes.
Will that be one Lamin Jase? Do you recall the name now?
Lamin Jase. And Lamin Jase time, more remember.
I cannot remember Lamin Jase's time.
But you are saying is the current director of finance?
Yes, the current one is the person whose name I cannot get. Huh?
Something Maudo. Maudo.
Well, Maudo is part of his name.
All right. Now, let's talk about the state of the Lumos. There had been auditors that will go to the Lumos and then see the state of the Lumos. But we want to hear from you. How will you describe the conditions of the Lumos that you oversee?
Sai lumo lumen ba atella Carola le kata lumo lumenuto. Ibe mune phone wala lumo la Carola.
Lumo la Carola.
Yes, about those lumos.
Lumo la Carola ne lumo jibe dame warta wolom birika ambati.
The big lumo there is Brikamaba.
Ni fula njambala jaren domandi.
The next one to that is Jareng.
Bari kudam fele jahanka wolma wo warabaki.
But Kudang and Jahanka are not big.
Now, do they have very good toilets?
Akofo bantoto tadula lu bijele wolem kamolu bijele bang.
Ani kamol to lumudu.
They don't have toilet.
Marso kono kamo bijele.
The only place that has a toilet is the market, but the lumos don't have toilets.
Do they have cleaners?
Fodum senayandrilal wolem fitarlalu bijele bang.
Ha fitaral bijele.
Yes, they have cleaners there.
Who paid these cleaners? Do you know who employed them?
There are
no cleaners at the Lumo. The cleaners work only in the market. The ones working in the market are paid by the area council.
Very well. Any questions for the witness?
Thank you very much, Madam Jorbateh.
Madam Jorbateh.
Now you said in your statement, and in your statement this morning, that you were trained for 2 months in Lumo collection. My first question is it that it's only Lumos that you are perfecting?
Well, the only thing we were shown is how to work in the Lumo, about the collection in the Lumo.
So in other words, you are not trained how to do rates and licenses and other revenue streams?
Woto emali karandi lempo kaningula anil license kaningulu anindo ku kotengulu menu denta kodikanin dolu lay mali karandi wolla.
dol bi jele mil bente ñaato
There were others who were senior to me.
yewol promote yol sambo or place oto
Those people were promoted and taken to those places.
And you were left with the Lumos.
Between Yatel to Lumo.
ha wolle nte senior do ko kon
Yes, because those people are my seniors in the job.
Now you talked about weekly 4 other Lumos.
Ako ye Lumo nani la kumofo.
Brikamaba, Jareng, Kudang, and Jakanka.
Jahanka Brikamaba Kudang and Injari. Ye la kumofo.
So you have collected in all of this because you talked about rotational assignments.
Ye do ko kanyi Lumo lu betole andun to koya funu nyamin tumodo la alkanyo falin ne dole eta jana.
ha
Yes.
Now in your rotation to these Lumos, different Lumos,
Allah nyo falin o Lumo to.
how were you operating?
Bitun alka do ko nyin tamandino nyadile.
birikamba wo wartale
Brikamaba is a big place.
mo nani katale
4 people have to go there.
because lumol jam fata ñola silol jam fata ñola
Because the Lumos are far from one another and the roads are long.
so momo ndi ke role fula sto role clean do lor fula pour ya jema fa do ko
So sometimes one person is given 2 roles to carry out the job that that person is assigned to do.
Now in your statement,
Ila kuma kama kono,
you talked about paying expenses out of your collection.
alika depanso dolu jo allow kodo le kono aliya men kenzum comme to jo ananyong.
moto joda manka walta traveling
We only pay transport fare out of the money.
You never paid anything for the council.
Albuka fendo jo council to ya labang.
ke fendo jo council to yala o be ka sotola
Yes, sometimes we have to pay something in the name of the council.
Yeah, because let me read a portion of his statement, of her statement.
Ako because ila kuma kama kono men safeta dulabi je alafta je karan na purka je foye.
He says, however, there are instances that I will receive phone calls from Idrissa Mane requesting cash from my collection to finance some council expenses.
Ako tumodolu Idrissa Mane ke kumande ka foye kodo nati katu mba dunna nyin ku karile kunna me ya lonko council la sola dale moti.
ha
Yes.
And also you stated that after each Lumo day, the collectors will submit their cash collections with the used receipt books to me, will submit their receipt books to me.
Ako nyum fanam fuko ning ali do ko ke tilo nyin kono fali e bandi menu ka kodi kensunke isina ye kodolu nyil dila aning ila receipt bukolu ye do ko ke menula.
ha
Yes.
Now the reason why I'm stating all of these statements is that we have seen witnesses come here and talked about how they were receiving directives from the Director of Finance, from the CEO, and from the Finance Manager to use revenues of the council without authority to pay for other things.
Akonne ajabe nyin kono ma kanyinin karo kala. Katu ya nyinje msedo lukana jane si ya foko finance manager wala CEO wala chief executive officer memu kundonkoti wala mem martana flota mandola finance manager ali kodo nati wala ali kodo ta ngadu nyin kunna mba dunna nyinne kunna sedo lukawo fo janne.
ha o be ka sotola
Yes, that also happens.
When he says yes, that also happens. But you made mention that you are asked only to pay some few expenses like cash power for office meetings.
Ako sayum iko o kakele. Barbitu tele nyina fulko alka kodo bondi cash power ko le kunna.
ha kaspa ko ani need sol no for ani need sol
Yes, it is not only cash power. Sometimes we spend money on their needs.
On whose needs?
Jumanyo la solo, jumanyo la needs.
Council and needs so.
The needs of the council.
And not individuals.
Bara manke mol la need, mol la solo. Council la sola kolu damala mfo mol la sola kolu men mal la nyaton kolu.
Ntere ke koro tambule ka samba. Nka dila. Ko council and need ndaka mbota wala karama.
What happens what I can say is they tell me that council's need is this and this. That's why they are collecting money from me. I give them that money and they always use the council's name saying it is the council's need. That's why I give them that money.
From hindsight, does she always believe, or has she ever found out that some of the needs that they have asked her to do was not proper?
Ako foila miraro ni la krosi roto katu nibe ko kundin kunna iki hakilo tambindile foy fana manna nyinje ko tumodolu nyil kanyin kodolu menuta ika fo council la need council la solo fo wo kodolu kana nyin krosi ko abukadum council la solo kunna ika ke fansun kolleti foy hakilo bukawmuta
Anima hakilo to wato.
yes, that I don't delve into that and I don't think about that at all. I always think that when they say council's need, that's why I just give them the money.
So in other words, no question is asked.
Ako wolem nyinti ko itebu kanyinin karke ni tele femfen kani katani wolen.
Because ndabuka stay office back. Nina nabuko feel long kataji.
Yes, because me I don't stay much in the office. When I have to fill my book, that's the time when I go there. After doing that, I leave.
I also saw in your statement you talked about reconciliation.
Ako enyim fanam foyela kumakangulu kono reconciliation wolem ka ben ka kolu say nyokan.
Okay?
Ka kolu fay nyokan wolem nyinti misali kama ninna fulo le mali ben aliafo nanga mo membe keri nanga mo ben sotuta pour ka aseneyandi fo yo fanam foyela kumakang kono le.
Antala bukolo wasi nina dino do koke. Nango mo nyintel kana ko do be kontina entena buko na samba bank.
Yes, that's between me and my juniors. When they come and present this money to me, I will sit down with them, check the money with them, then I will enter it in my book, then after that, I will take the money to the bank.
Now what about him and, what about her and Idrissa Mane? Do they do reconciliation?
For doing it in Idrissa Mane, fanalu alebakawo nyon do ku fasonke kakodo kontiwo nyaka temben.
Ninte ajuen na buko ko na risito sa bank ni bank risito ngata Idrissa fana ya risito sa fe fana ko do tal ina era council risito stamp na buko ko.
Yes, after writing my amount of money and taking it to the bank, when they give me a bank receipt, I will come back and go to Idrissa Mane and show him the receipt. Then also, he will also go through the book to check or to reconcile what is available and what has been written.
So is that how she found out that there's a discrepancy of $24,000 plus dollars?
Akofo kono le mina taje ko dalasi wulimu ani nani anim feng manketa kodo to bang.
Kabin auditor na te auditing ke ko le mankitan ko maybe the council ya useless because sometimes the needs kodo nina do ko ke sometimes nka di la nka seke wala ya mankin.
Yes, when the auditors came and they informed me about that missing money, I said to them, well, it is a possibility because sometimes they ask money from me saying it is council's needs. Maybe it might be those needs, what was spent in the name of the council, it might be possible that that amount is part of that money.
So coming back to the reconciliation. So she doesn't reconcile properly with Eddie Mane.
Ako woto sai ni muruta nampur ka foko kasika ko konti ka tembendi ining Eddie Mane. So fodun ini ate buka oke.
Ninjuma buka munke.
Eddie Mane, Idrissa Mane.
Ha.
Ina
Nina anda puruna kodo konti. Akena bukol be check la ya ma ka restore dina.
Yes, when I come, he just goes through my books, he checks my books and mark them and give me a receipt.
When you say mark them, what does that mean?
Kuniko akaya ayasafe ayamark akamune safeji.
Yalo receipt buku ndi unkamen use Lumo kono. ake makle.
Well, he
Wala
has
ka
to,
enter another number min ka enter ka wala check kaya mark.
he checks the small receipt books that we use in the Lumo. He will go through those small receipt books to see the amount of receipts that that we have collected. Then after checking the amount of receipts, then he will write it down. That's what I meant by marking them, so that he will go through my cash book also to see whether it tallies.
So, in other words, you are saying you have been asked by your superiors to pay money out of the collections.
Amunta lawo nyaton kolu wolle ka fale nali nyanta ko dimenjola pour ka bondi o kodo to misal ka malla moto jolna al ka bondi o kodo to teleyo kango di yalla ba.
I tell you kan di mo.
Yes, those superiors gave me that order.
Okay, thank you.
Akoy numbara.
Abaraka.
Madam Jorbateh,
Ako Madam Jorbateh.
Yes.
you have told the Commission that you deposit these monies to the bank.
Al kanyin kodo mabo bank le ko ya fo commission e nyami.
So, which of the banks of the council do you deposit monies to?
Al ka kodo dundi bank juma nyol to memmo council la kodo te al ka dundi bank.
Ndaka deposit realance le.
Mito?
Realance Birkamba.
I deposit the money at Reliance in Brikamaba.
So, is that the only bank that you deposit the monies for?
Ako o dinkira drone ikakodo atel kakodo dundi o dinkira drone to bank Reliance.
Nama do kala different place le bante tante ka ke realance le
I
Birkamba.
think the orders go to different places, but as for me, I personally go to Reliance only.
So, was that an instruction or was it a decision on your own?
Wodum ele nyaton kolle o kangodi la purita sikari da Reliance for duite fongola miraro dam malamuti.
E jele itande na kabina fongo nkaka jele fana.
They showed me that place after completing our training, so this is why I decided to be depositing my money there.
So, can you recall when you started depositing monies into the Reliance account?
Foi hakilo samuta ya damuta wati jumale ka kodolu dundi Reliance.
Nyata wala.
I forgot that time.
Did you deposit any monies in 2018? At the Reliance
2018,
account?
2018 sama kono. Foi kodolu dundi jele bang.
2018. Hanima mira because I may back into promote ni ndulato so kabiam promote Lumo masaya o time all na saving start pass is a time.
I don't think 2018 I deposited any money there. I started depositing money during Pasise's time when I was promoted to this position.
So, did you deposit any monies in 2019?
2019 doom.
2019. Depositing in 2 years or
I started depositing in these 2 years. I don't think I deposited any money in 2019.
In 2020?
Ako for 2020 doom.
2020. Remember no.
I cannot remember depositing money in 2020.
In 2020, on the 23rd of January 2020,
Ako January karotil muan in sabo 2020.
you made deposit into the Reliance account.
Yekolo dundi Reliance.
And the total amount you deposited was $18,000.
Andu yemen dundi jewo silo dalasi wulitang anin say.
Did you recall that?
Foi hakilo si omutaba.
Hakilo waka.
Yes, I remember that now.
And on the 7th of February 2020, you deposited again in the account a total of $22,000.
February karotil worowlo 2020 yedala udala wuli muanim fladundi Reliance la konto.
Ankara safe na jiro.
Yes, I go there for saving. Yes.
And you did not deposit until the 5th of January 2021.
Imanna kodo dundi for February karo January, is it January or February?
Yes, January.
January karo till Lulu. Iman kodo dundi kotake for January karo till Lulu tumole nata kodi dundo.
Can you explain why?
Isa fono mune asabu famu keta.
Wolo ila need sol na koro bembuli ken call len kadina o time ole ko korota ken need sol kala.
That was the time when they called me and tell me to give them this money. They are going to spend it for the needs of the council.
So, for us to get it clear, from
Price
the
and
7th, from the 7th of February 2020 up to 5th of January 2021, all the monies collected at the Lumos during this period were handed over to the officials of the council without being deposited.
Ako kabo February karo tili woroula. Kata 2020 sangokon. Kata
5th January
January karo tili lulu
2021.
Wo wuche obe fodum yakodo menkenzu mikadi tolen.
Ekatan ni tala kana kaman.
Yes, they come for the money. They asked me to give it to them, and I give it to them.
And who were you giving this money to?
Sometimes Daro can call, sometimes Idi can call. You move flow, I can call any soul.
Some director.
Director can call.
Sometimes the director calls me, sometimes Idi calls me.
Now, prior to this director who is currently there, who was the director of finance then?
Director membije sayin jannin woyena jumala mu director tinumutumo na fulola karola membije.
Alaji.
He is called Alaji.
Passage time is Alaji.
Passage time was Alaji.
Alaji what?
Alaji Akondodu.
Alaji Kondonya Talbatum Alaji let.
I forgot his surname, but his name is Alaji.
Now you have also told this commission that the biggest Lumo is Brikamaba.
Ya for commission ko Lumo men warta beti wala Brikamaba Lumoti.
Ha.
Yes.
So for every Saturday you collect 4,500.
Amunta sibiti alikamen kensu akatale hani for dalas bulinani dalas kamelulu.
Treto kono.
That's during the trade season.
So can you explain when is the trade season?
Ako tereto kake wati jumanyol leti.
Wolo ni sama banda fiol muda.
That's the time when the rainy season is has ceased and the crops have matured. That's the time when the trade season starts.
That is between which month and which month?
For example, akarolu fono bang.
Ko sainten Lumo be sainten this month fan Lumo be beti arne because fiol mo tare fiol samata me do mo de fiol wa Africa be tiol wa Africa.
Just like this time, like this month, the trade season is on, crops have matured and they are being sold. So I can say this time is the corresponding time for the trade season.
No, we want to understand between what time bracket that they receive this amount.
Nyin kodo ka kensunno memo dalasi wulinani anin fenti foyete karolu fono le yalombe nyin karo men kono te nyin mu February karolete
February.
She said December and February
And this month for now.
yalombe February la
February la kono.
yo so then for January
For nam bi
yes, she said December, January, February nyin karisa bolem
Ani karsa bolo fi janni sama be sila ka fi sal do bar ni sama sita mo be kata wulo kono le lu mo buka pafeto nya baake.
These are the 3 months that collections are good, but the moment the rainy season starts, everybody leaves to go to the farms for cultivation.
So we can assume that from January to around June the collections would be around 4,500.
Isinyin fono ko kadamuta January kata June karokan. Allah kodiken sunta aka betea wo tembolem.
Brikamba aka balance le yalan ko lumo ka nyame ka balance le.
Yes, at Brikama Ba, yes, one can say that for Brikama Ba, but sometimes it's not the exact amount. It balances, sometimes it's not the same amount. Amunta ikasia nyotile.
Kasia nyotile ha man ka fo
So now, when it's actually the season, what is the highest amount? Is it this 4,500 or there is much higher? This is the average he is giving us.
Akoning tereto be kering sandiro be kering ko ya fanyami. Nyum wulina ni kemelulu wala kasia. Wala kodoti alikamen soto men kasia kodolu beti bang fo.
Sometimes we have 5,000 lumo ka bon le Brikamba.
At Brikama Ba, sometimes we go up to $5,000.
So during the low season, that is during the rainy season, what is the minimum income they get from the lumos?
Ako ninko tata fajita sama kono silang fo ko jita duma. Allah ken sundiro adoyata nyawnyanding akakanya njellema.
Ngata 3,500.
We sometimes collect 3,500.
Now, when we do the maths, they collect for 4 lumos: Brikama Ba, Kudang, Jareng, and Jakanka.
So, Alka kensunduro ke lumo nanile Brikama Ba Kudang Jareng and Jahanka.
She has said in Brikama Ba they can receive, when the season is good, about 4,500.
Eko Brikama Ba ninko be betiaring alka wulina ni keme lulu soton.
At Kudang they may receive, because it's a small lumo, they receive 700.
Ako Kudang wairi woto dinkira doyata tumodo alka keme woro wala sotoji.
In Jareng, they can collect 1,500.
Jareng, alisi bulikiling keme lulu soton noje.
Jakanka, they can also collect 1,500.
Jakanka, alika dalas bulikiling soton noje, wala bulikiling keme lulu.
Ha ka balance le. Lumo ka nyame ka balance wanya.
Yes.
Yes.
So we are talking about here minimum amounts they collect. You know,
men doyata laken
give and
sunduro
take.
bole foka.
Now, if you total this, it will be 8,200. Now, if this amount is to be deposited weekly or fortnightly, it would mean, if it is weekly, she deposits 8,200 to the Reliance account. If it is bi-weekly, she would be depositing 16,400. Is that the situation?
Sometimes.
Yes, does it sometimes?
Now, if you look at your transactions in the account, from the 5th of January, 2021, you did not deposit any monies into the account. Up to 1st of November 2021, when you deposited 2,650.
For November 2021, how much did she deposit?
2,650. That is 1st of November 2021. From 5th of January to this date, November 2021. There was no single dalasi deposited into the account.
Hani dalasi kilim mandum konto nyindu.
So can she tell us what happened?
Foisa fono mune keta wo wuce jambe fe mandum. Then most of the time when we collect, they will demand the money from us for the needs that they will say is for the council's needs.
So now, the monies he collected during this period, did she enter this in her cash book?
Yo wo wuce onyin kono ye kodo lu menu kensu. Fa be safari la buko to le bank.
Kodi dunta bank ala resito bembol.
Every amount of money that goes into the bank, I have the receipt and it is written in the book.
No, I'm not asking about the receipt and the money she deposited. What I'm saying is, for every money she collected, whether it is deposited or not, did she enter it into the cash book to show that she has collected this money during the Lumo activity?
Foya safe la cash book to le ka kodo safe dame. Ka foko ngani nangam le kensu nyoka. Foyo safe la buko to le banga nangam o nyin. Ka itandiko nyine duntante bulo kono. Ya safe la cash book to le.
Hankol foyo kodo ko yalan ko na do kule buko kono. Nka enter na buko kono.
Yes, every amount I have to write it in my cash book.
So where is the cash book?
Ako cash book ole.
Abe makati.
I left it at Janjangbureh.
So we will expect to have the cash book by Monday.
Ha mbesula la buko la janne janintene nala tenelum.
Now, from 2021,
About 2021,
there are few deposits that you made. So is it the same explanation that when you collect the tax, they will ask for the money and then you will not be able to deposit anything at the bank?
Yedundiro mem fananke o wuce o nyinkono ama o sia bake fo ate o ku kilo lebe kering hanimbi ika kodo kaningi bulu ne men kensunga ka dila.
O ku kilo lo.
It's the same thing that has been going on.
Council?
Honorable Chairperson, I think it will be difficult to proceed with the witness unless she brings the cash book, so that we do proper reconciliation regarding the outstanding amounts with respect to the cash book and the deposits made in the bank accounts.
All right, I have a few more questions, and now, you've told the Commission that you keep the monies with you until you exhaust the cash book before you take it and reconcile and take the money to the bank.
Eko ka kodo mutebulle fo jannim buko be fala ni wo paretelem fa ya fil utumolem ikana konti jallem alena ko yena kodo nyin samba bank.
Ha receipt book na banta.
Yes, when the receipt book is completely filled.
So would you not say that that will not be the correct assertion, because you have just told this Commission that the monies you collect, you give it to your seniors, and that is what is evidence in the bank transactions.
Fodum wala be kala ku soto dum de kadu yemem foko yakodo lu menu kensum ni ya kanibulu ka dilal bar bitum fodum hanim bi wolem koti men sotonta wala fanan safeta bank
wolon koti kodo nyin kado samba bank le ni sol sitan ka ni ya komandin kado dilal
bari kamen dila wobuka safe
e tel ka safe le kan tar risito dinna.
Well, all the amount that I hand over to them, they always write it down and give me a receipt for it.
So we will request that she produces the receipts that were handed over to her from the seniors,
Ako,
collecting the money from her.
wo senior ila o nyaton ko le men ka o kodota yalo ko ka risito dilale so o risito lu be mbe sulale pour yenati ngeje wayri ni e kodo dilale ka o risito dilale.
Restore you bena buko kono mbana teba.
I have all the receipts in my book and I will bring it.
Yes. Now, you have also indicated that there has been, in your statement, some discrepancies about 24,000 dollars.
Yanyim fo kuma kangoto ko dalas wuli mu wanin nani anim feng sotontale me yalon ko iko kodole manji wala mankita.
So can you explain to us?
Fo isa fo nyem wo muneyo sabu. Well, it was not my statement that that amount is missing. It was the auditors who discovered that that amount is missing.
So, when you were told that this amount was missing, were you able to realize what went wrong?
Bring auditor lu kontibola lu kafo enko nyi nangamole filita. Fodung ita fawnata jele ko a nyile ya sabu wo kodo manje fodung
ani yanyi ninkale ko kodo mankitira buko to lon ko e madom kay kansula ni sol e ken kolle ka kodo dile ken ni sol ke maybe wo kodo les sottaye.
Well, when the auditors told me that 24,000 plus is missing, I told them, well, I didn't use that money for myself because my seniors asked money from me. Possibly it might be part of that money which is missing.
So was that the end of it? When she gave the explanation?
Yes, that was all.
Council?
Morning, Madam Jorbateh.
Morning.
Akoy Sama.
Sama.
Morning.
First, I just wanted to ask you, do you know anybody named Fatu Jorbateh that works with the council?
Foi Fatu Jorbateh tolo ne bang men ka do ko ke council toji.
Fatu Jorbateh te Bansang.
Yes, Fatu Jorbateh is at Bansang.
Okay, so there's Fatu Jorbateh and then there's you. Are you Karo or Kora?
Karo Jorbateh.
Karo Jorbateh. All right, thank you. So the monies that you give to Idrissa Mane or the Director of Finance, do they only give you a receipt? Do they provide any payment voucher for it?
Ako, ye kodol menu di Idrissa Mane la wala financial director. Fo nyilbe recito dilale wala wakola inata jori kaito fananda dale ka fo me payment voucher fo yo fananda dale bang.
Payment voucher ko di na le recito ni ka kena buko batel fon kaita alde dale.
Well, they give me a payment voucher and they always attach a receipt to my book and they make also receipts for themselves.
So the payment voucher, do they get you to sign it?
Oh, kaito nying jori kaito nying payment voucher. Fodung itele ka sign, fo itele ka sign, jumale killing ka sign, fali bere ka sign. The one that is stamped in my book, iteka wala sign. Yes. The one stamped in my book is the one I sign. And if I am taking any money also, if I am taking any book from them also, I have to sign for it.
Okay, so you never get to sign the payment voucher?
Bari jori kaito nyim payment voucher ibuka sign.
Jor kaito nyadi.
Payment voucher ka joro ke kaito men.
Ekamoljo kaito men. Hanka sign.
Yes, I signed that payment voucher.
But sankata bank le.
But now we have to take it from the bank.
Okay. And who closes your book? Is it Idrissa Mane or is it somebody higher than him?
Idrissa Mane.
Idrissa Mane.
Okay, so he closes your book. And is there an internal auditor in Janjangbureh Area Council?
Fodung kontibola sotontele mem fama be siring alla council to meme do ko la je ika fole internal auditor fo alio sotole ba. That I cannot remember.
Okay, so only Idrissa Mane does the reconciliation with you for your book?
Yeah, Idrissa Mane can attend.
Yes, it's only Idrissa Mane who works with me.
Okay. And how much are the Lumo tickets?
$10.
$10.
And how many tickets are contained in one book?
Buku kilin kono ticket jelle kataraje.
1,000 kataraje, but sometimes milka buku type fane ke mistake le.
Sometimes, mostly, it is 1,000 tickets in the receipts in the book. But sometimes those who make these books make mistakes.
Okay. And you never get to work with GTR books?
And albukado ko ke GTR bukola.
Na buku na ticket o kanina bantanka enter min kono.
No, they give me just the receipt books. Whatever we do, we enter it in those books.
Okay. Just 1 minute. Okay, I think that's it for the witness, for me.
Now, you said you keep the GTR receipts until they are exhausted. How much is in one GTR? How many receipts are in one GTR?
Recitolo, yelle katara abuko kono.
Buku nyin kamen kundu Lumo.
Is it about is it the receipt book that we cut for people at the Lumo?
Yes.
$1,000
kataraje. The book
Yes.
na work na banda is $1,000. But
Well-
sometimes milka type in ke sound ne.
It is $1,000. That's the amount which each book should have. But sometimes those who do the typing, they make mistakes, and sometimes they jump.
Now let her explain what she means when she says those people typing, they make mistakes. Are they the ones producing those receipt books?
Ako fo le ka bukolu de dabang ni ko ka mistake le mu mistake ol ka ke mun ni muneti.
Yale ka bondi dan kombo jan le ka type. Yalo buku nyu full buku na banda is $1,000 katara date ne.
Yes, the full book, they take it, they come and receive it from Combo here and take it to us. When it is complete, it is $1,000 if the book is complete.
But buku nyu ni ayele number sold for 1,000. But sometimes the number calculation one dol buku je fa ibuka fente pa ba le ke masina le ke mistake e ko podi fe mo katara dol bala.
Sometimes you can go through a book and find that there are certain pages where nothing is written. It's just a blank, like that. So in that case, we have to jump. Yeah, we have to jump those blank papers which are found in those receipt books.
So we will request that he brings us a sample of
The receipt books
So
which
call
are,
ku jela mbuke kundun keto bukol fan kono na sound wala.
yes, the receipt books that when we find a blank page, we always leave that blank page in the book, because you cannot give anybody an empty receipt paper. It has to be written. So we leave those in the books. Those blank papers are in the book. Yes. So but the receipts that we give are the receipts which are properly typed. Then these are the receipts that we cut for people.
So, but does she sign the CRBR when she is given the receipt books?
CRVR.
Yes.
Yeah, ako CRVR niolu di la fueka sign leba.
CRVI. Ani malanta kuma. Nte only nintara idia ay buko dinna. Buk banyin ko na number sol enter je buko total be enter buko la number sol enter na nka wala sign nim buko ita so ni buko banta na buko mi use fa na enter na buko kono. Nyamin do ku fa banta na enter na samba ide. Na got number bank na samba ide.
What happens is when I go to ED, he will give me a book where we have these receipts, and I will sign for it and go with the book. After doing the work until at the end of the work, I will come back with those books to ED. Then he will go through and check. After checking, he will write down what has transpired or what has been used or so, and the amount that has been taken to the bank. Then he will sign it, and I will sign it and go.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I had two questions. Is there somebody at the council named Koba Jorbateh?
Ako fo mobe council je ka fo me Koba Jorbateh, ah?
Yes, Koba.
Ka fo me Koba Jorbateh.
Ko baje bata bijere baraman kende ya.
Koba Jorbateh is somebody who used to work at the council, but these days
A pension tal na.
the guy has retired from work because He is later on. Ela do kutaral. Yeta do kola later on. Menda ko ba check la.
Yeah, I watch.
Thank you.
Inumba.
Yes, just a further question on this issue of Koba Jorbateh. Was he also depositing in the account?
Ako ko ba Jorbateh fafanan ka kolo bundi nun konto nyin to le bang.
I don't know.
That I don't know.
Was he is a collector also, right?
Fafanan ka kodi ken sungale kanum bang.
Hani na makabiti ka kanyang wala kanyang korra.
Bitikol.
I think so.
Well, I think he used to collect from the shops. Animu.
Na makawala ka.
I think he is only a collector from the shops.
From the shops.
Yes.
Yes, he deposited on the 26th of January 2022. He deposited. Yes. All right. We would discharge you and allow you to bring the documents that we have asked for, and then we would conclude with you. But for today, we are going to discharge you. And thank you so much.
Inumbara bake bi mbedar na janen nite mbe bulala barbitum kuna fa nyame be fere kelale na kaytolu men kan ibuluri wo bukolu men no yenge la ko mofo isi fere ke pour kawlu nati isaje na ben ko tango wo bukolu si futa jam. Okay, I've had it.
Thank you. So we may cancel. Yes, we rise. We rise now. Yes, it's almost 1 o'clock. Or we could just call him. Who is taking that one? This is off. You are taking. So thank you so much, Madam Jorbateh.
Madam Jorbateh Abaraka.
Yes, we'll expect to receive your documents and we'll call you when we need you.
Mbe jikirin ko kaytolu men nge foy be na tilale adu nim pareta nin sula tele dron mbe kumandila.
Mr. Gay, can you please call the next witness?
Good afternoon, Mr. Witness. Please stand here and face you. Mr. Witness, what is your religion? In which language do you wish to make your testimony?
I will speak English.
Okay. Do you wish to swear by the Holy Quran or make an affirmation?
I will swear by the Holy Quran.
Okay, Madam Chair, the witness wishes to swear by the Holy Quran. Mr. Witness, you hold the Holy Quran and repeat after me. I, Idris Amane, do swear that I will speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. You may be kindly seated.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, the witness has been sworn. I have the honor to hand over the witness to you for us to proceed. Thank you.
Mr. Mane, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ma.
You are welcome.
Thank you.
Council.